And welcome, folks. It is already Tuesday. This week seems to be flying by, and we got clouds. Actually, the clouds not flying by. They stayed overhead for today as they came in from the south. So new clouds forming south and riding up here. This is kind of reminiscent of warm front weather here, as the warm front's just to the south of us, and it's likely that that warm front will kind of creep through Sinla here during the night with these kind of conditions and a very warm, muggy night. In fact, you see things are a little bit better down in Stellies and LeBeau, down in St. Landry Parish. Yeah, it's cloudy, but it looks like the ceilings are a little bit higher. And then going farther to the north in Toledo Bend, of course, you got water there, which promotes this kind of soupiness, but also they're a little bit farther to the north of the warm front. So what happened is when we had the storms on Monday, that was with a little cold front. You might not have known it was a cold front because it didn't turn cold with it. But we saw some readings as low as the middle 50s this morning, and that was all part of it. And so that front, with a big weather system coming in from the west, that front will make a transition from a cold front to a warm front, and then it will head northward through Sinlock for the day tomorrow. So these camera pictures here revealing that state of the weather with the warm front and more solidly established to the south of us, and visibility reduced to the north there, to the north of the frontal boundary. So coming up, this is what I'll be talking about. Do you need more rain? Well, unfortunately, it's in the forecast, but yeah, we're heading into spring. I suppose we need it, but my yard's wet again. And what's this? How cool will it get? Some folks saying, yeah, I didn't know it was going to turn cool. Well, yeah, it is. All right, let's get into the radar where we see a little bit of rain to the south of us coming in from that direction. Go back an hour and put this into motion again so you can see these stray showers coming in. This is why I put 10% or leave 10% in the forecast for this minor kind of stuff. It's not heavy, not really storms as far as I can tell, although it is a little bit unstable. I suppose a rumble of thunder is not out of the question with this kind of stuff, but it's a signal that the atmosphere is beginning to adjust to this strong weather system to the west of us. And so the moisture will continue to stream in overnight as southerly winds pick up. That'll keep it very warm overnight, and then another very warm and windy day for tomorrow. So here's that energy to the west of us. Look at, you can just tell me, look at this trough digging out to the west, and then energy ahead of it, spreading the clouds to the east. They can always see and feel that energy over in that direction. Here's a big surface low developing. Already the dry line is hooking up with it there, and out ahead of it, a tornado watch with possibly intense tornadoes from North Texas into portions of Kansas, right in through this particular area. So it could be a dangerous night there. But for us, we're going to escape that threat. So for the future cast, kind of step you through the next couple of days at your critical commute times. There's Wednesday morning, no issues. I think there'll be clouds, of course. And then once we get into the day, Wednesday PM commute, there could be a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm there, but the chances are low. But again, not zero. And once we get into Thursday morning for your commute, don't see anything really happening there as rain chances will remain low. But again, it will be very warm. When you walk out, you will think it's June or July in the mornings, not the very start of April. So we do have a severe weather outlook. A piece of that system will influence northwest Louisiana, especially there. So we got some low end probabilities in, but some of the models I'm indicating says that the Storm Prediction Center is giving themselves a little bit too much cushion. So perhaps we can say, and I think I'm going to limit the severe threat to this potential area up here for Sabine, Natchitoches, and Wynn parishes, and hope, cross my fingers that that's the right guess. All right, so severe threats out Wednesday. This is for Sabine, Natchitoches, and Wynn. This is in the limited category. The good news, and this is one of the reasons I show this graph, is that with a bar graph, you can kind of look and get an immediate feel for everything. So all the bars are low. That's good news. And you can see that wind and hail are the two highest, and thankfully tornadoes are the lowest, and very little flood threat with that as well. In fact, there probably none, unless we get a lot more rain at an isolated spot then, I think. So severe weather, I'm detailing it for Sabine, Natchitoches, and Wynne. This is valid for a short time frame Wednesday evening. It's pretty hard to kind of sort this out with the coverage not being so low. So there's a feature aloft, but it's going to be well to the west and north of us. And the surface warm front I'm talking about, that's in part of the mix. Some models say, well, the warm front will be north of there by then. And so I do think that that is probably going to be the case, as it'll be warm in Natchitoches when you get up in the morning at Many and Winfield. There will be a couple of supercells possible during a short time frame Wednesday evening. The threat levels from the Storm Prediction Center, 1 and 2 out of 5. That's limited, so I'm going to go with that and just group it all into a wind and hail 5 to 15% for those parishes. Tornadoes 2 to 5% there. So monitor your weather sources. In case we get a couple of supercells develop or something like that, then that would certainly be able to prompt some warnings. Now here's your rainfall pattern, which is kind of illustrating and related to what I just talked about. Notice the higher rainfall probabilities are in that northwestern part there from Sabine through Natchitoches and Wynne parishes. 30% is not too high, even for a rain chance, and the risk of severe weather is considerably lower than that. Heading south and east, rain coverage is even less. I've got a few dimes in the forecast here, 20 cents worth across a good part of the area. It'll be AM and PM timing. It's one of those situations where you never really know exactly what time it's going to rain. Don't be surprised if you get a sprinkle or drizzle tomorrow morning somewhere in Cenla. And don't be surprised, especially if you're in that 30% area, that you get a thunderstorm tomorrow evening during that short interval I'm talking about. And I think rainfall amounts will be limited to about an inch or less. Now here's your future cast. I'm going to use this GFS model for you. And the first thing we want to look at is this huge trough, this huge dip in the jet stream right there across the western portion of the country. What that represents, and it's in a cool color, I colored it that way. Here are your cool colors indicating deep, cold or cool bubbles of air. The opposite would be a ridge. That would be, in the warm colors, a warm, deep area of air. I'll put this into motion and kind of let this play out, and you can see how that trough, that cool bubble of air moves through the area, and it's sitting right on top of us by Monday morning. The active weather generally is ahead of that, and so this is going to be part of the Saturday night, Sunday morning rain and thunderstorm event that we're expecting there. And remember, since this is a cool bubble of air, it's carrying some cool air with us, and cooler air arrives Sunday, and you'll feel it. Now, once we get into the middle of the week, say Wednesday evening, we'll see that cold air kind of withdraw, and the trough withdraws and pushes away from us. Warm air starts developing off to the west once again. So in this mix, we're going to have a little risk of severe weather on Saturday. So that's your next severe, other than Wednesday in our northwestern parishes. This will be the next outlook, and it's going to be more widespread for Cenla as this extends all the way down to the I-10 corridor. All right, so summing it up in your 7-day forecast, 20% for Wednesday and Thursday, average across the area. It'll be windy Wednesday. I want to grab your attention with that. I'm expecting gusts to about 40 miles per hour. It all depends, once again, on how much sunshine it can filter through the clouds. If we get a little bit more than expected, we may see some wind gusts over 40. If we don't get as much as expected, I think wind gusts will stay in the 30s, but it's still windy. Severe with a question mark there. Low wind even in the areas to the northwest of us. It'll be a warm day, very warm Thursday and Friday during the day. And look at those minimum temperatures, 73, 74, folks. Those temperatures are right at or a degree warmer than what we typically see in late June, July, and early August. So the reason for that is cloudy skies will stay overnight. There'll be a lot of humidity, and it just can't cool off efficiently under those conditions. I'll start doubling the rain chance a little bit Friday. Scattered showers and a few thunderstorms as the rain and thunderstorms penetrates a little bit farther, moves a little bit farther to the southeast with that slow-moving system to the north of us. And then finally, Saturday and Saturday night and into Sunday morning, we get the rain here. It will sweep through the area with rain and thunderstorms there. There is a little severe risk, as I showed you there. There'll be a first front that will come through there, and bring the cooler air with it for Sunday. Lows in the 50s and highs in the 60s. As I said, you're going to notice that. And then look at this, Monday and Tuesday morning into the 40s for lows. In fact, Tuesday morning, 43. That's chilly. There'll be kind of a second front that will really clean things up there coming through on Monday, bring some dry air in. But Tuesday will be a beautiful day as we get back to 72. So this cooler air arriving is part of the pattern that we're seeing evolve here with much of the eastern portion of the country under cooler weather than normal into the April 9th or the 15th. So that would be next Wednesday, I think. Let's see. So today is Tuesday the 1st, and tomorrow, yep, that'd be Wednesday to the next Tuesday through the middle of the month, and then well above normal temperatures off to the west of us. And as far as rainfall, below normal here. And so that combination of cooler than normal temperatures and drier than normal, that's going to feel good. That's going to be stable. And I don't know about you, but my yard after that Saturday night rain is going to be really wet again. And so I hope that it will be able to dry out. All right, that's it from me. Thanks for being with me, and thanks for your weather support here for Cenla Weather. Nick Nicholas will see you tomorrow morning, and I'll see you again about this time for tomorrow, maybe a little bit earlier. Take care, and just hope you have a wonderful Wednesday.